We out here with Maggz,
my boy.
Maggz, you know, with the Z at the end, or S.
Z, nigga.
Z for zebra, you know, not for Zoeto.
For zeal.
Not for Zoeto, for Za.
Zoeto. For Zaga.
Hola, Zaya.
I'm kidding.
Hey, Maggz, what's up, my G?
I'm chilling, my G.
You like being quiet, you come up, you disappear, you being quiet. I mean, randomly I got a message that you're dropping an album, you know, I'm like, out of the blue, you know,
Yeah.
sort of like your shades.
You feel me?
Yo, so why was it like randomly just out of the blue like this? And there's been so many stories about this album and why it's not coming out, which we're gonna get into.
Yeah. It was out of the blue because it's what I wanted, you know. I wanted to do like a surprise album, but you know, like I wanted to drop it like out of nowhere because obviously I've tried to drop an album before and I've put out dates and you know I've been let down or the dates were not fulfilled, you know what I mean, by holistically looking at issues either from me, either from them. So I didn't want to disappoint the fans and put out a date that I will not live up to, you know. So that's why I decided, yo, cool, let me make sure all the things I need are situated, my business is situated, the music is solid, my masters, my everything behind the scenes, you know what I mean, is good, and then we can ride. So everything's good right now. That's why I decided I'm gonna do like a, you know, out of the blue album.
So did you get an advance? Are you independent? You know we in the advance. You know, I'm just waiting for your picture where you biting some money.
Actually, nah.
You biting a stack.
Nah, though, my album is actually drained me a lot, you know. Albums are expensive to make these days, you know. Producers are expensive, studio time.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I invested in my own album, and yeah, pretty much. But I have a distribution deal. People will obviously hear about it with Mabala, you know. So we just put it out there before people think I'm signed or whatever.
Oh,
no.
So you'd being distributed by Mabala?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. Nice to know. This don't get more interesting. So I mean, let's rewind, selector. I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, the last time anyone saw you anywhere, you know, it was with not even anywhere, but like the last single you dropped, which I loved. I even called you up. I said, Maggz, you got to be out there in these streets, man. You know what I mean?
Fam.
So, what has been holding the album back? You had such a dope single, like last year, the one that my Purisa made.
Yeah.
And I was
mean,
yo.
Look, at the time when you heard the single, I was still with Cash Time. So the business was still, you know, rolling. Everything was still fine, you know. So I had planned to release my album with them, you know. So my album was coming soon after the single, which obviously, as you heard in the interview last time with KO, said that he had heard the album in November. That's when I was done by that time, you know, like 90% done. Only thing that was left was like nitty-gritties, like, you know, just those little, you know, little things that irritate you as a musician, just so you can tie everything up. That was all that was missing, and yeah, man. And so yeah, the business then went sour. You know, we fell short a bit on a couple of things with Cash Time, so I couldn't release the album because now I'm in no man's land. I ain't signed. That's why I said I had to situate my business properly first, you know, which also took me time. I thought I was gonna go this straight up, you know, take it back to the streets, you know, sell the CD out my booth type effort. And then, you know, I met with the Mabala dudes and, you know, they sold me something that, you know, was intriguing to me. And I said, okay, cool, let me jump on this. But that also took its own time because with everything, with labels and all that, there's a schedule, you know. You don't want to you also want your own attention when your stuff comes out and everything. So yeah, that's why it's only coming out now, but it's been done since last year, you know. All the music people that will be hearing is like 2016, all that stuff I made last year. You know.
I got a funny question for you. So were you waiting for KO to say he's gonna release, then now it's okay, now I'm getting it again?
No ways.
Nah,
dog, nah, not even.
Because like, it's great, nigga, it was like the 9th month of this. I mean, is this the same album that he heard? Like that
it's the same album. It's the same album. It's the same album.
So you never sat there and you were like, nah,
not even. I'm not a malicious guy. I'm not a malicious guy, and I don't have to be malicious to him. It's not like there's bad blood or whatever. It's in the business side we fell short, but
Yeah.
you know, we're still homies. I'm still
Yeah,
cool with him,
yeah.
at least on my end. You know, there's no problem. So
Do you feel, and I mean, you can't speak for everyone else, you
Yeah.
know, and like, I think the key thing for me, like with KO, you know, I just always felt like, I felt like his good intentions were misconstrued, and no one
Yeah.
came out there to save him and say,
Yeah.
you know, KO actually had a vision for
Yeah,
everybody.
no.
And some things never, maybe don't happen, but
don't materialize or
yeah, but like he felt that you guys, like a lot of you guys, literally like as a guy who probably was at the top at the time, and he was like, I want to put everyone else on. He felt that you guys could have been taken more been more accountable, and come out and said, you know what, the album actually is not ready, and it's me, it's not him.
You see, I don't like to. I'm not a politics guy, you know. That's why, even when everything was happening, I avoided interviews because, you know, I don't like coming on any medium, TV, radio, whatever, and talk bad about someone or a situation that I went through. That was my personal thing. But, you know, that's one side of the story. You know, if someone says you were taking responsibility, you were not done. That's why I said to you, if someone says to you, we heard the album in November, that means the music was done. I was paying for studio time. It's not like the homies were paying for my sessions. I was paying for my sessions, I was paying for my producers, everything. So on my end, I was done. That's why the catalyst of everything was, I'll tell you the catalyst of everything. We had issues, but the catalyst of everything was a song like Vi. I put out Vi, I never got a video. You know, I just felt like, you know, the interest, or maybe I wasn't a priority. You know, that's for me was the catalyst. And I figured, okay, I think I stretched myself musically to give such a dope album to the fam. You know, the fam was gonna live off this. And if we just got the right energy behind it, and I just didn't feel the right energy was behind my stuff. You know what I mean? But I will see certain energies for other artists that didn't come from me. And I'm a cool dude. I try to understand for a while, but after a while, I'm like, this is my career. I can't keep waiting for guys to get it right. I gotta do it myself. That's why I figured, if I'm still doing all these things independently, then why need all this other arm? I might as well do everything myself and continue just being me and doing my stuff, which is exactly what I kept doing. You know?
All right. Understandable. I mean, obviously, there's always two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
So now you've been sitting there and you've got this album, it's cooked. You haven't added anything from what they've heard? I mean, like during the year, or has there been any?
Maybe one thing I added some stuff in interview.
Oh, you.
No, but it's not malicious. It's just because, like I said, I love to respond in the music. So it was like a small clip that I took from you, and then I put it, and then I put it on, I put it on my album. But this came after. But the song and the lyrics were always there. But you know, it just made sense so that people get what's going on.
Nigga, you gotta get some clearance from me.
I got it already, dog. I got it right here live.
You and Les DC, I'm like, plus y'all said Papala, y'all niggas from Papala, I gotta get some clearance from you.
Yeah, that's the only like surprise, man. But everything I said is still, 2016, you know. And the reason why I wanted to put out the album as is, it's not like I wasn't making music now this year. I've made plenty of music, you know. But I didn't want to like take some music from now and put it there, because I felt like then people will miss another step to my growth. They might hear me now and not understand where the style came from, you know. So it's better I introduce it from when I started doing it, as flawed as it may be or as not perfected as it may be. But this is, people need to hear where my new style comes from, and you know what influenced it, and you know then they'll get to even enjoy the 2017 music even more. Yeah, so.
Do you feel that, like, I mean, I always felt that, like, you, Liz, aka, I always felt like you guys were like a super group, you know? Obviously they've been active in their own spaces and everything else. But do you feel that, like, part of the reason when maybe you could have like kind of, I wouldn't say moved from that circle, or I've seen less of you within that circle, do you think it's because you were consumed with what you were doing at Cash Time?
Yeah, I mean, like, if
I just always felt, sorry.
like, yeah, no, like I put everything for the team I play for, you know what I mean? If you guys are my team, then I'll put all my energy behind it. I'm one of those, I do believe I'm a great, player in the game, you know what I mean?
You're loyal.
I'm loyal to a fault. You know, it's always been my young issue, but you know, The love with the homies has never changed, you know. Love has never changed. That's why I could, obviously, my music, the texture of Cash Time's music was different because it was a whole kind of sound we're trying to do. But this is why I was actually also a bit, not a bit affected, a bit disappointed that I didn't drop my album with Cash Time, because I wanted people to hear that it was still MA Double. As much as they thought, okay, Maggz, you changing, gonna do all this kind of stuff. I was like, no, you didn't hear my album. You heard me one or two songs flexing my style. We are hip hop guys. We have to blend everywhere. You know, that's what I believe. You know, if you're an artist, you gotta put
and
your.
you do all the features.
Yeah, so I do all the styles.
You have
man.
to play.
I take it. I take it to the north. I take it everywhere. You know what I mean? So. I wanted people to just, okay, cool, but I'm with Cash Time because I can ride with this style, but I'm still MA Double. I wanted them to hear the music from me coming from Cash Time. Like, okay, there's this kind of thing. Then there's Maggz, who's still holistically the same guy. Just music has evolved a bit.
Yeah. And I mean, you say you paid producers, but shit, man, you know, Les, why didn't you just go to his house? He's got a mansion in a studio, you know.
That's my homie, but you must also understand he was also working on his own stuff, you know. And he was working on Hall of Fame. There are 1,001 artists out there, and he was also his focus, and the studio was always occupied. Yeah, man, and also I believe me and PH have a good synergy when it comes to making music, and that's why I preferred working with PH for most of my album. I recorded it with him there, even when I took, producers sometimes, come to my studio, let's record here. I'd be like, homie, let's do a PA so that my album has the same texture, you know. So I just felt like me and him have good synergy. So yeah, we put it out on these records.
PH is highly underrated, you know.
Dude, it's devastating how highly underrated he is.
He's highly underrated.
He's had a hand in a lot of these hip hop things, and some people are just, I guess they don't know or understand.
Yeah, PH has to come do interviews also. I know you hear me. I know you hear me, nigga. Me and him had some words, but like, we good, you know. We brothers, you know. I mean,
that's good,
we brothers. Plus, I think we might be from the same side of the world, you know.
Yes, of course.
You know, we can't be fighting each other out here. You know what I mean?
You guys are the dudes with the trees, huh?
Yeah, we the tree guys. You know what I mean?
Guys.
We the real family tree. So cool. So right now, album. For me, what was surprising also with your single, by the way, is I saw you obviously did your collaboration with Maphorisa, and obviously Maphorisa was just straight out hot out of Inglewood, you know. Well, at least people started linking him with hip hop. After Inglewood, you know. So your relationship with him, how does that develop, over time?
Sure. Look, I've known Maphorisa for the longest. I've known him since Kalawa days. You know? He was still Uhuru, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've known him, and we've always said, yo, let's spar, let's do something. Yeah. But it never materialized, whatever. I guess we are walking and working in different circles, but in the same music industry. So we never met for some time, and then after a while we met, and when we met, actually we knew someone who's like a mutual friend who hit me up and said, yo, Maphorisa still interested in working. Are you? I said, what? Let's do it. It's not even a thing. Set up the time and the date, I'm there. Then went to the studio, played around with a few beats, came up with a hook. And man, we vibe. We just picked up our energy from where we left off, So I've known him for a while. It was like, man, we just reached out to each other and like, yo, let's make this happen. And man, he's such a dope guy to work with. Such a relaxed producer with so much knowledge behind him, but he doesn't impose his ideas on you. He lets you be free as an artist. Okay, let's hear what you got. He'll rather accentuate the idea than to impose. Because some producers, obviously, when they make beats, they have already an idea what they want to do. But if you give me something, you know what I mean. I think the hook should be like, fam. I got a different rhythm.
Maggz, nah, you ain't saying it right.
So you're like, okay, let me explore my artist side and see what I can come up with. And he lets you do that, and you can, from such a knowledgeable producers, it's quite refreshing.
And accomplished also.
Hella accomplished.
So who else is on the album? I mean, you got him, obviously.
I got Maphorisa. Well, producer-wise, producer-wise, I got Maphorisa, I got PH, I have Cam, I have Sticks, I have Syri and Mordi, my young guns coming up. Those guys are gonna be the top gunners in the game. Don't say I didn't tell you guys, but yeah, look out for them. Syri and Mordi, right?
Look out for Syri and Mordi.
Yes, my boy Emblazing, he did our real stuff. I've been in the dungeon cooking up there. I've got a strong record with him on the album. I hope I'm not leaving anyone out. Boy Cam as well. Then it's my Purisa.
On the raps, who you got featured?
On the raps, it's Les, Tito, and Reason. Yeah, I did obviously I know a whole lot of homies, a whole lot of features I could have done.
I'm about to say,
I know.
You could have a collaboration.
I know.
You could do Coke Studio, Hip Hop Coke Studio.
But that's the one of the main reasons I don't want too many features like rappers on my album, because I was starting to get known as the feature guy. Maggz is just the feature guy. He doesn't have his own body of work. He's always featured in dope songs. Yes, he's dope, but he's always featured. Sometimes I'll even get the comments, the arguments. Bang fuck it up.
So kuluma my feature, man. My feature.
Yeah, I'm told. So that's why I said, okay, cool. As much as I would have loved to work with a lot of artists who like my compadres and I have a good musical synergy with Ababo Ease, Abo X. You know what I mean? So many people that love to work with, Abo Kinen, but I didn't, because it's also fine. I'm saving them for my next project, so it's fine. So I just wanted people to just hear me a lot in this album than a lot of other rappers, because also, like I said, my style is a bit different. Like, this is not, it's different, Valle was different, my album is different. That's all I can say. Hip hop wise, from what people are used to, the gritty Maggz, the raw, there's less of that and more music, But there's a bit of that. Okay, obviously there's a bit of everything for my fans, for my older fans who've known me for a long time, and the new fans that I've made new fans now. All this new music I've been putting out, so I also have to satisfy them. So I try to mix it up there on the album. Hopefully the blend is perfect for everybody.
That's just satisfying a woman is one thing. Abang are my fans.
Fine.
Now, that was just for Women's Month, y'all. Shout out to the ladies out there. We gotta always balance, man. Shit about men is crazy.
I think I should take her.